Alright, boys and girls, horror geeks all over the world. If you're a horror geek, you have at least seen or heard of Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. Well, last year we got from Starz, Ash versus the Evil Dead TV show. Now, fans of Ash and the whole Evil Dead and Army of Darkness saga have been wishing, hoping, and praying and begging Sam Raimi for more of the original Ash and more of Evil Dead. We finally got it last year in a TV show which lived up and was up to par with what the movies were and had the essence of it and blew my mind. Now the teaser, the second season trailer teaser has came out, and it is a blood-filled gore fest horror fan with funny moments. It's just amazing. I cannot wait for this new season 2 to come out. It's coming out in October. Come on, you know, the Halloween season that we all do love and share and enjoy together. But I love this, man. I waited, at least for me, I know I'm about to hit the big 3-0 here on the 19th, but I've waited 10 to 15 years to see more of this. I grew up watching these movies. These are some of the first horror movies I ever saw. Literally 4 years old watching Army of Darkness and then Evil Dead 2 at 6. So when I saw that first season, it brought back not nostalgia, but just a love that I've been waiting and craving for all this time. And before that one was even done, they already greenlit season 2. But this looks like we're going to get more of the same, but even more that we love. Like 10 times more of what we got from season 1. And I can't wait to see, because the way season 1 ended was such a cliffhanger slash what the fuck that I can't wait to see how they reconcile that and take us into season 2.
It's been a really long time. I know my brother right now is watching it.
What's your brother think of it?
I think he likes it because he's seen the movies too. Because he's older than you, but I know he's watched the original ones. I think his real thing was like he wondered why they waited so long.
Yeah, I'm right there with.
Because like you wonder if waiting too long, you kind of have killed off any chance of having a good story, because they're using the original actor, which he's old.
Yeah, he is, but he definitely still has it.
Maybe.
He basically plays himself, just a more cockier, selfish version of himself. And even at, like, if you go to, like, the cons and conventions, he acts like the Ash character, even when he's acting as himself. You know what I mean? Because he knows that's what people love about him. And he's not one of these type of actors like, oh, I'm only known for this one role. Oh, my fucking God, I want to be known. Where he's like, nah, he was like, the fans love me for this, so this is how I'm going to be. You know what I mean? And I actually love a lot of the other stuff he's done, like the TV show Jack of All Trades, which sadly only had 1 season. And other movies he's been in. If you don't forget from all the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, he's been in all those. And other stuff that he's done. He's actually a really damn good actor who's always just stayed the B-level actor, because that's where he likes being. You know what I mean? He likes interacting with the fans and doing these kind of cheesy productions. But, I mean, he hasn't missed a beat. I mean, it's the same Ash we've known, grew up with, and loved, but just aged. You know what I mean? And I love how they're playing with that age factor.
I mean, the fact that it come back into a TV series, I think, is a smarter decision for, you know, Sam and, you know, Bruce. Just for the simple fact that there's so much more you could do with it than in just the 2 movies that sum up to, what, 3 hours total? Well, 3 movies, which sum up to, what, about 6? But still, I mean, I wasn't counting Army of Darkness because it doesn't have the technical Evil Dead title, but honestly, I feel like this is definitely something that needs to continue until either Bruce Campbell dies or, you know, Sam Raimi dies, or one of them just says, all right, look, enough is enough. We're on episode 40, or, you know, season 14 or some crazy shit, you know, shit like that. I mean, if a show like Supernatural, not trying to say anything bad about Supernatural, it's actually a pretty good show, but if a show like that can have continuous seasons and, you know, it's chuckle funny. Now, you watch the Evil Dead movies, I find them hilariously funny. Like, I'm laughing too hard at this, and I probably shouldn't, but God bless it, it's hilarious. So, you know, I feel like something like that should definitely get a lot more attention, a lot more seasons.
It's definitely more ballsy, too. They're not afraid to do things in the show and go to an extreme. And I love the 2 characters, the sidekicks that they have, and I can't wait to see where they progress and grow in the new season from where they were in the last one. You know, you have the kind of cocky girl that's basically like a female version of Ash, but going through her own experiences up through it. And then you got this kind of geeky guy that really likes her but's afraid to tell her, and him trying to man up for the situation because he looks up to Ash, even though he probably shouldn't, and his love for this girl, and where this adventure's taking him. And then the evil Ruby and everything that's been happening. And like I said, last season ended on what the fuck type of a note. So I can't wait to see how they reconcile everything that's happened in this new season. But like Justin said, it's like, we've been clamoring for this. True fans of the series have been clamoring to have more of this for so many years, and we never thought it was actually going to happen. But they finally gave us a TV show where, like he said, you can do so much more with this and keep progressing the story and delving deep. And this is kind of like how Netflix has been doing with like their Marvel stories. To me, this is like the horror version of that. It's progression, and it's not afraid to go to certain points. It still holds the original true spirit of it, just like those comics shows are holding to the true spirit of the characters. This is too, and it's funny to see him. I actually kind of like that it's progressed 30 years, and you get to see how Ash is now 30 years later. He's still that, he never grew up from that point that traumatized him, but yet you see how he has to handle it at his age, and it's quite funny actually, and I find it very endearing.
Just a quick side note: has anybody ever watched Burn Notice and just waited randomly for a zombie and that character in Burn Notice to be missing a fucking hand? Or is that just me?
I feel you, bro.
But no, definitely, I think a lot of the issue with why this probably might not get a real long run is the network that's behind it, because it's Stars, right?
Yeah, it's Stars.
See, and I can't name anything that's had a long run on Stars. HBO and Showtime, they've had some shows that went pretty good amount of seasons, but
right. I think Stars had like one show that ran for at least like 3 to 4 seasons, but I can't recall the name of it. But it is a big company, kind of like Netflix and HBO, that has a lot of money to put behind it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think that was the Stars one, was Black Flag. But no, I definitely feel like even if Stars doesn't want to continue on with this, somebody needs to grab it, like Netflix, because Netflix seems to understand its people a little bit better and is willing to pay more to the fan.
Very true, and this is a series that like Bruce Campbell is loving making. Like, he's like, you know what? I'm actually really happy to be back as this character. We're exploring new ground with it. And, you know, it's kind of like an old school, like, feel. Because if anybody knows, Sam Raimi, who's a big-time director now, started out making Evil Dead 1, which is a straight horror film, and then Evil Dead 2, which was a remake of the original, not just a few years later, but with, like, Three Stooges and funny slapstick comedy thrown in. And the guy who played Ash in both of them was his childhood schoolmate. Like, you know what I mean? And this kind of, I think this, even though they both waited so long to do it, I think it's brought back so much feels for them both. And I know Bruce Campbell's having a lot of fun with it, and so are the fans. So hopefully it goes on for a very long while, but I just cannot wait for season 2. Me and my mom were just fucking ripping and roaring through this last one.
I think I'm just gonna wait till the movie comes out.
You need to go back and watch the first 2. Watch Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. It'll have you laughing your fucking ass off. There's a scene in Evil Dead 2 where his hand is possessed by a demon. His hand is beating the living shit out of him. He has to cut it off with a chainsaw, and then it turns into a Tom and Jerry cartoon where the hand is running around hitting him with plates, running through mouse holes, and he's trying to shoot it, and the hand's beating the fuck out of him. It's funny as fuck, and it's just awesome. You have to see it.